I'm curious about the usual stuff like custard tarts. I'll never forget my first custard tart, Mooloolaba, Queensland. The deep colour, the biased mass of the custard to the tart intrigued me, and after the first tart, you never look back. I'm curious about falconry. I helped my neighbour train a Kestrel falcon as a kid, and the only thing I ever stole was a book on falconry. I was 11. One day I'd like to get back to the Middle East and fly the mighty black Shaheen. I'm curious about drawing. I was always drawing, just the usual stuff. Bull terriers to kiss boots, to 44 magnums, to a young Mike Tyson, and sometimes good friends. I even made a book about a purple rhino who chases tornadoes strapped to a hang glider, relying on red beans and rice for fuel, the usual stuff. And now with the help of 3D, I can hone my totally naff metallurgy skills with glossy metals and lovely oak handles. I'm curious about tornadoes, the Wizard of Oz, the best Hollywood twister ever. That's all I dreamt about day in, day out for years. I'd watch the bath water go down the plug and pretend I was watching a tornado from space. Even more curious about the storms that produce the fastest winds on Earth. Supercells, nature's rogue elephants, broiling masses of rotating air that spin like a top, and with the help of wind shear and updraft, sometimes produce, almost always at the western end of the storm, a feature called a war cloud, and if conditions suit, this war cloud descends to Earth in the form of a dirty tornado. I did a bit of travel in the hunt for one, and after 6 plane trips and 5 weeks spread across 3 years in 6 Midwestern US states, I got lucky with the help of some students from Norman, Oklahoma, and one very disgruntled serious photographer. For now, I never really want to see another one again. And I always take my guitar when I go OS to keep my calluses hard, and it's a good entry conversation-wise. I'm curious about guitar and how arpeggios are a metaphor for life. I'm curious about how chords can tell a nice familiar story, yet you've never heard it before. I'm curious about swamps. I love swamps. Any body of water with trees sticking out intrigues me. I think it's the quietude, shade and the constant colour change. The sounds of frogs and woodpeckers. And the best swamp of all is the mighty Atchafalaya in Louisiana. Also home of the gumbo, one of my fave dishes and one of the few things I can really cook. I'm curious to see how far I can push myself, physically and mentally. Life's a big matchbox with many different candles to light you many different paths with. You've got to get out of the backyard and rule the streets. And remember, as the mighty but deeply flawed Confederate General Forrest once said, get there first with the most.